First, welcome to Sedona. Thank you. My family and I have called Sedona home for 4 years now. It's amazing. I remember when I first started to feel like Sedona is where I wanted to live. I'd heard things about Sedona. I had heard that if you come here, you will be in an energetic fire. I've heard get ready to purify. I heard many, many different things. So when I first started to feel like I wanted to come to Sedona, I said, wait a minute. I am an empowered human being. I can say yes and I can say no. Do you know that you can do that? That you can say yes and you can say no even when you feel you're being led to do something? I said, hold on here. I want to look a little bit closer. I would like you to think about your infinite self, that part of you that is eternal, that is forever, that goes on and on, that part of you that you connect with more and more. But there is, and that, I like to call that the infinite I. And I've been in metaphysics for 35 years now, and I've done some of the silliest things on my path. And I remember, and I bet all of us, we could get together and talk about the silly things we've done. And when I first heard that we were to let go and let God, and that we were to let go of our ego, I did. And I became a non-person. And what I'm going to suggest to you is that your individual I mean, as I'm looking at you and I'm watching your energy and I'm watching things start to respond, your individual I has a story. The individual I, the you that sits in this chair, you have experienced and done and created. You have a story that brings you to this point that you're actually sitting in this seat. Do you know what I'm talking about? So I'm going to tell you this. When I first started this, and I let go and I let God, and I became this non-person, I found out that that is just as much being out of balance. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. You know that one? No, you go first. I'm nothing. As being, excuse me, but I am the most enlightened soul in this room, and I deserve to be here. So there's two places. There's this, I am nothing, and there is, I know it. There is a place where we are all connected. And there is also the time to celebrate the individual. Each one of you. What a beautiful paradox. We're all connected, and yet we are individual. What a celebration. And looking at all of you, my heart is getting stronger and stronger, looking at the energies. And I recognize many of you, I remember you from here, but we can remember one another. I'm going to ask you to hold that spirit in your heart this weekend. There are so many different understandings in this room. It's always amazing to get together with metaphysical people. When we start to talk, we're very passionate about what we believe. And when we start to talk with one another, it's like we're talking about politics and religion at the same time. Did you ever notice that? Well, I know that the soul is like this and that this is the way it should go, and therefore it is. It's passion. It's wonderful. It's the energy of love. It's the energy of love that we're really learning to manifest. And we're learning how to do it in all these different ways. Ultimately, there is this beautiful blending energy of who we are and yet the magic of the individual. So each one of you, I will be looking at your faces through the weekend. And what enables me to stand here on stage in front of so many people, because actually, for many years of my life, I was a hermit. All I wanted to do was to know God. I felt I was too fat and too funny looking and didn't belong on the planet. Did you ever feel like you just didn't quite fit in here? Okay. So I hid from people. And then I get this job. And now I'm going through the airports and I'm traveling around the world and I'm meeting people. How does this work for me? This is what happens. I look at you and I look at your face, because what I know I'm looking at is the face of God. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about my I, individual I story. My first experience of no beginning and no end was when I was 22. That was a little while ago. And I wanted to remember God. It was the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s. It was not drug-induced. It was not alcohol-induced. I had an experience of no beginning and no end, filled with the most excruciating, infinite, unlimited love I'd ever experienced. I spent the next 15 years of my life studying everything I possibly could because I wanted that consciousness again. I wanted to be able to hold that energy in my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I studied so many different things. I went to born-again Christianity, Zen Buddhism, Siddha Yoga, Silva Mind Method. I studied Kung Fu. I also studied Taekwondo. I studied many different things along the way. That's just the beginning. I studied with a Brazilian shaman. I have marks on my body because I wanted to learn. How do I bring that energy into my life? I studied with an African shaman, and I studied with a Native American shaman. My middle name, Phoenix, comes from a Lakota pipe carrier. I'm telling you some of my story to share with you. I'm just as crazy as you are. We're not so far to the edge as we used to be. They're looking for us now. And not to put us away. Not to... They're looking for us because they see that, wait a minute, there's something there that's really beneficial. Something's going on. I mean, I cannot believe the work, the EMF Balancing Technique, is now in a psychology institute in Russia and in Israel and in other places. So people of the edge, let us enjoy that we're people of the edge today. We have a chance to support one another to be as bright and as strong and as whole as we dare to be. Are you in it? Okay? So you encourage. Look in the mirror. Encourage yourself. Look at the person next to you. Encourage them to be as whole, as complete, as bright as they can be. And these are not just words. But I will tell you this. Everything you think, everything you do, everything you say, everything you feel, everything you give intent for, it all has energy charge. And so everything affects your energy. And if we were to identify everything I just said as initiation, what I would say to you then is you are in initiation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's what you signed up for when you were born here. What do you think? And then we like to punctuate it. We like to make it stronger with certain ceremonies, with certain understandings. And it heightens our awareness of who we are and who we're choosing to become. I am going to suggest to you that you can organize your consciousness. Do you believe me? Okay. I can hear a metaphysician saying, can you believe it? First she gives a foundation for the infinite. How silly can she be? To give some sort of foundation for the infinite. And here's what I found. This foundation has created greater freedom. It's a paradox. It's a foundation. It's a way for you to feel, to sense, to bring in the information that's all around you, to digest it, to translate it, and to turn it into usable knowledge. Well, I'm telling you, you can build your strength so that you can be as sensitive as you want and as strong as you want. And every single one of you in this room, you have a choice. You can make a decision. Okay, I'm very, very sensitive. I think I will close up and stop right here. How many of you are going to do that? How many of you are going to choose to take a step to get stronger? Show me. Of course, that's why you're here. That's what puts you in this seat. You have company. Look around. So now we've worked a little bit here. We've talked about what it's been like to be aware. This is enlightenment. You are living right now your most enlightened life. This is it. And yet, because we're human beings, and because of the changes on the earth and things that are happening, we know there's more. And being good human beings, we want the more. Do you want the more? Good. Let me hear you. You sure? Yeah. Because being human, that's what you signed up for. And it's okay for you to say, yes, I wish to manifest the more. There is a warning with this. You will work harder. You will become more. You will accept more responsibility. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. Even now, I can see your energies are telling me you're doing this. And what I'm telling you is to take a deep breath. I wish to honor you for all that you are. And then I'm going to ask you, would you like to do a little more? Yes, good. Breathe. Feel the heart center. Strengthen the radiating of your heart. every single one of you. Your heart is open. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful. If you could see what I see, your breath would be taken away. Strengthen the heart. And now we ask you to strengthen your sense of self. Your individual I. Look at what you've done to come to this place. Celebrate your experiences. Yes, you have no beginning and no end. Yes, that is important. It is the forever experience of who you are. But the experience you have here, it's sacred. It matters. Every single part of it. Breathe. You already know this. We're here to remind you. When you make your bed in the morning, tuck in your dreams. Give intent. When you wash your face in the morning, and you take out your little jars of creams or you brush your teeth, do it with ceremony. Honor yourself. Time has come. And this is the message that the feminine divine brings. And actually, you all know it. It's brought over and over again. It's not original. But it's being learned anew, in a different way. You know it. It's the love one another as you would love yourselves. Easier said than done. Multidimensional, holographic human. And so as we help calibrate through here, feel or sense your energy behind you. This is the energy charges. This is where you maintain the energy charges of your history, of all that you have experienced, of all that you already know, of talents yet to be brought forward. Your history, your story. These are the words that have been given, and they have been used, and we are pleased. Your story is meant to be a gleaming column of wisdom and support. Your history, all of it, has been appropriate. Masters in practice. That is what you are. Practicing your mastery every day. Deep breath again. How do you love yourself even more? How do you love yourself from that depth and with great balance? There is the place within you that is no beginning and no end. And it is in that place that you actually hold the charge of infinite love for yourself. Breathe it through. Beautiful, Robert. Beautiful. And so, center below, center above, the energy of your history located behind you, the energy of your potential located in front of you. What are your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, and your intents? You are the one that can manifest them and bring them into reality. Gather your energy. Gather the energy of your history. Breathe deep. Anchor in your now. And then give intent. Clear your throats, please. You think we didn't see that? It is your place of power. Speak up. Speak up. And so now, before we shift the consciousness, you will love this. I see your energy moving all the way through to your creative center. You know enlightenment is for every cell of your body, every part of you. As you move into your next step of enlightenment, do you understand that you will not be Christ or Buddha or Muhammad or any of those whom you love so much? You are going to honor them the most when you say, I am, and say your name. Let's steady the energy. Move your bodies ever so slightly. Take a deep breath. Feel your energy. In the energy of love, I wish to ask you, who are you? Say your name. Who are you? Enlightened one, co-creating your most enlightened life. Who are you? Yes, you are. The message of the feminine divine in learning how to sort out the infinite energy that you are, in learning how to focus that energy. The message is for unity. To create the unity within you. To become your own oneness. To be your own male and female. Your own mother and father. Your own universal one. And you respond. Feel the stillness. Sense your wholeness. And remember, wholeness and holiness. That's exactly what we mean. Breathe. Finally, I get to speak. And from that place where we are all one, I remember you. Do you remember me?